Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Table and Able Shulchan Aruch Yomi. Today we're learning Siman Sadi base number 92. On this Shulchan Akavav, someone who likes to use the bathroom before the davening, in the middle of davening, washing your hands before tefillah, and other preparations for tefillah. Aleph Hayasar Shulchan Akavav Al Yispalel. You need to go to the bathroom. We'll see to what degree you need to go to the bathroom. You're not supposed to daven. Even if you feel, as my Rebbe Yaakov Friedman told me, even if you feel a little urge, I think this actually can make people have OCD. I think I was a little OCD at one point in my life, felt an urge. And at one point I think I had to fight that OCD because I knew it was OCD. And sometimes when you think about it, if an urge, you think you have to go to the bathroom. Do I have to go to the bathroom? You automatically feel, it's like a phantom feeling that you have to go to the bathroom. So sometimes I would just fight it, and I really had to go to the bathroom. But I said I can't make myself crazy. If you need to go to the bathroom, you shouldn't daven. If you daven, your tefillah is an abomination. You have to go back and repeat Shemona Esrei. So when do you have to repeat Shemona Esrei? When is your davening considered a toeva, an abomination? When you can't hold yourself for 72 minutes, meaning within 72 minutes you have to go to the bathroom. You could hold yourself, restrain yourself from going to the bathroom for 72 minutes. Then you're Yotze B'diavad. The reason you're not Yotze in the first case is because you're over on the Isra of Baal Shaksu of being disgusting. It's an Isra in the Torah to do things that are disgusting. The Gemara talks about eating ants and Maseches Makos to Shaksu is disgusting. You should. A lot of people have the minhag to go to the bathroom to check themselves before they have to go. Not only you can't daven, you also can't learn. This is not in the Gemara. This is not Gos Maimon extends to Divrei Torah. I'm not sure it definitely applies to Divrei Torah, but that's what the Ramah says. So let's say you checked yourself, or you didn't feel an urge to go to the bathroom, and then you're in the middle of davening and you have to go to the bathroom. You should hold it in and finish your davening. We'll see, even if you're over about the shaksu, you still try to finish Shemona Esrei. I mean, you can't hold it in for 72 minutes, still finish Shemona Esrei. Mishas Kriya Shema, Brachos Sen is order. Let's say he's in Kriya Shema and it's Brachos, and he feels an urge to go to the bathroom, whether for urination or defecation, Kori Kedarko, he's allowed. We'll see he doesn't have to. He's allowed to continue reading. Hagav Adavka, the Ramah says, Sheinu Masavik Kakta Isbe Mishum Ba'al Shaks. When it comes to Kriya Shema, if you can't hold it in for 72 minutes, you should go to the bathroom. Stop your Kriya Shema. If you're not in a situation, so it's better to be mafsik in terms of Kriya Shema. Basically, the Shulchan Aruch concludes, if you want to go and urinate or defecate in the middle of your Kriya Shema and the brachos, really it's an option. It's an option up to you. You can determine to do it if you want. If it's Baal Shaksu, where you can't only for 72 minutes, then you should go to the bathroom. Gimel Sarach Kodem, we're in Tefillah, you shouldn't. Gimel Sarach Kodem Tefillah Hasar Kicho V'Neyo V'Chol Davar Tordo. Hagos Maimon says also you're supposed to take out, if you have Kicho V'Neyo, I guess things in your mouth, you have phlegm in your mouth, you should spit it out before davening, so it shouldn't bother your kavanah during davening. Dalad Sarach Lerachot Ziyada B'Mayim Mishlo. Before davening, not just in chakras, also mincha and marav. Ideally, you're supposed to wash your hands. You see people wash their hands before davening. The main low, if you don't have water, parsa, you have to even travel 4 miles to get water. If he's on his journey, he's going to anyway walk ahead, so he has to walk faster, 4 parsas, 4 miles in order to get the water. Where if he has to go out of his way, he has to go back. So only if the odd mil goes there until 1/4 of a part, so 1 mil, 1 kilometer, 1 mile, you go back. Goes from million goes there less than that. Do not go back. If you're stationary, you're living somewhere, it would have the din of a mil in every case because you're not on your way to go there anyway. If he fears by the time he gets water, the time of tefillah will have already passed. Then you should wash your hands. You should clean your hands with a rock or dirt or your pants or wood off the bench or whatever you need in order the hands should be clean. Because basically you could even say al nikiyas yadayim in the morning. You don't say al tilas yadayim This halacha that you have to do it before every tefillah is not so pasha. I mean, the Gemara here talks is from Brachos on Tedvav. We're just talking about Shachris. The Gemara there says that whoever wakes up and washes his hands and then davens, he has a big milo over it. It doesn't say you have to do this. To say the Shulchan Aruch says you have to do it, you have to wash your hands, I don't think it's a chiyuv on any one of the tefillahs. So maybe a nice thing to do. Hey, Brachos Yadav Shachris, let's say you woke up in the morning, you didn't tefillas yadayim, and then you played a game of basketball. I don't know, you warmed up, you went for your morning jog. And then you want to come daven 9 o'clock minute. You have to wash your hands. Even though you know you didn't get your hands dirty, you shouldn't make a bracha. The bracha is only for the first time you wash it. If you know your hands are dirty, right? You don't have any water. If you know, even if when we say you have to wash your hands, even though they're not dirty, if you don't have water, you don't have to travel any distance to get it. Even if he actually got his hands dirty, since you already made the bracha in the beginning, you wouldn't make another bracha. You're standing there in the tefillah, and then you realize you touched the dirty part of your body. We'll see what that is in a second. In the middle of Shemona Esrei, wipe your hands against your clothing, wipe it on the bench, on the chair. Oh, Mechachech Yadav Kosel, or wipes it on the wall. That cleans your hands, and that's good enough. Zayin Makom Matunaf, what is considered a dirty place in your body? The places that are normally covered, meaning underneath your shirt, underneath your pants. I don't know. It's hard for me to imagine, your chest is filled with sweat. I would say is like your armpits that's normally covered. It's not covered by clothes. They're normally covered. Also, near your genitals, the place where the skin between your thigh and your genitals. That's something which is normally covered. Maybe under your kneecap. Those are places that are normally covered. There's a lot of sweat over there. I wouldn't say there's sweat in all places in your body that are covered by pants or your shirt. Your feet or your chest are not, or your sleeves are wear long sleeve shirts. I would not consider that mulizaya. That's my personal opinion. If you scratch your head, you scratch the scalp of your head, and a dandruff over there. So then that's considered to make your hands unclean. Now this whole halacha is from Chuvas Haramban. This is not sourced in the Gemara. So you shouldn't touch these places when you're davening. Learning Torah, even as you can't even touch, snot from your nose, nozella they call it in Israel, or earwax. Also, you should touch it with a piece of cloth. You shouldn't actually touch it with your clothing. You shouldn't touch it with your hand. It makes your hand tameh. I don't know. This is a halacha that people over exaggerate. It's not sourced in the Gemara. Hard to figure out why you have to be so makna about this. Ched hamashtin. This is in the Gemara in Megillah. Someone who urinates, you have to wait the time it takes you to walk 6 feet. I don't know, 3 seconds. Because even when you finish urinating, it's all drops dripping out. You're supposed to daven when you're urinating. Someone who just finished davening, he shouldn't immediately go to the bathroom and urinate. He should wait 4 amos, 3 seconds. Right? People murmur their davening. People don't say davening out loud. Baruch, Atu, Hashem. When you're murmuring something, so you keep on speaking even after you're done, and therefore you'll be davening when you'll be urinating, which is a problem. Tet Aroke Lo Yispala Shiish Arba Amo. Someone who spat. This is a Yerushalmi, not in the Bavli. The Bavli talks about urinating. It talks about spitting. Someone who spat, you shouldn't daven until you wait 3 seconds, the amount of time it takes you to walk 4 amos. Hamispalel, and similarly, someone who's just daven, Lo Yarga Shiish Arba Amos. The extension of chet is extended to rakika, spitting, and halacha tet. V'davka lertzono avalim nizaman lo rok mutter. It's only talking about you elect to spit something out of your mouth, but if you have phlegm in your mouth and you don't want to swallow it again, so then this halacha, which is obviously not based in the Bavli, and maybe is midas chasidus, the Yerushalmi is talking about, not ikar halacha, if you have phlegm, so even when you just finish davening, you could spit it out. You'd totally think tzedakah kodeem tefillah. You're supposed to give tzedakah before you daven. This is Gemara Baba Basra. Tov, you don't have to. Some people do, some people don't. I wouldn't recommend it. Because the tzedakah you give in the pushka box, I don't think that's really tzedakah. Tzedakah has to be given to a person who's asking, who really needs the money. He has to have tviyah, someone who demands money from you, asking money from you. You give it to them, you fill his request. To put in the pushka, I don't know if that's considered tzedakah. It will be given out eventually. I don't know if it's called tzedakah. It's going to be given out many days later. So it's not going to help you with tefillah. Tzedakah only counts when it's given into the hands of the poor person, not when you put it in the tzedakah box. So the whole purpose is that you should, give tzedakah, you should give charity, be in a kind mode before you daven, charitable mode before you daven, so you have the proper kavanah. If the mitzvah is only given to this guy many days later, I don't know why it's such a good idea. That will be the conclusion of today's shir. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for Ian to lean on, where we discuss this halacha about the chaksa, which is seemingly Isra D'Oraisa. You can't do things that are disgusting, using someone else's needles, to take blood out, phlebotomist to use someone else's needles to take blood out of you is considered about the chaksu. How can we say, the Rashba says in the middle of davening, you don't have to stop when you have to go to the bathroom about the chaksu. How could that be? Tefillah is presumably only a chi of the Rabbanan. How can we not worried about an Isra D'Oraisa? See you and Ian Delinon coming up next.